This is story time again with Demon Dave. Conspiracy time. I just have to address this. Conspiracy number one. Do you understand? They say dinosaurs and like God, for example, and pretty much stuff you haven't seen in the world. They say it exists, right? So like dinosaurs, God, cavemen. You never seen a caveman, right? What if when you die, all the stuff that you haven't seen on Earth, it could be anything. All the stuff that you haven't seen on Earth, when you die and you go into the next dimension, aka, the afterlife, you see all the stuff that you should have seen on Earth, but it wasn't revealed until you get to heaven. Because like in the Bible, God says, everything that's been covered will be revealed. All the stuff that you haven't seen will be revealed in the afterlife, in my opinion. Right? Number two, Martin Luther King. What if, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. What if a conspiracy is like, because back in the day, they also had makeup artists, right? So what if, who died first? Malcolm X. Okay, so what if when Malcolm X, when he died, before he died, they took the real Malcolm X away, like they ostracized him and put him in a safe place, and they got a stunt double, like in the movies, right? They got a person, they put makeup on them, and they make him look like Malcolm X, and they put him on the podium or whatever you call that, and that guy dies, right? And you think it's Malcolm X, but it's not. Here's the conspiracy. What if the conspiracy is that Malcolm X sacrificed that stunt double? And you see, they killed the stunt double to make it seem like it was Malcolm X. Not only that, Malcolm X doesn't come out of his comfort zone because, they could be like, oh, we just seen you get shot up and killed. How you here? So what if it was a sacrifice and he faked his death? Think about that. And I know people could sit here and say, oh, the technology wasn't as good back in the day as it is now. Total lies. You don't watch Star Trek? They had HD televisions, Bluetooth, 50. When did the show come out? Oh, in the 70s. When did we get Bluetooth? In the mid 2000s. That's almost like 34 years later. 80, 90. That's like 4 years later. Almost 50. What? They had HD televisions back in the early 70s. We talking about in the movie or in the show. And we just get HD televisions in like mid 2000s. Like CRT TVs or CRT. No, I think that's what it's called. The early HD TVs, they didn't come out till like 2004, 2005. Okay. Conspiracy number 3. We could sit here and say God exists or God don't exist. Okay. when Jesus died on the cross, right? Who was he talking to? Because you could sit here and say he was talking to God. You could sit here and say, anything. What if? Okay, I'm gonna have to hold the phone. What if? Sorry about that. We still here? Okay. What if Jesus went crazy, like mental, and they say mental people talk to themselves. So what if he was just talking to himself? Because like some people also talk to themselves, to comfort themselves when they're in pain. Like yesterday I was in pain, something happened. I don't want to get into too much details, but I had to see a doctor's yesterday, and it wasn't like a real pleasant sight. And I mean, I sat there and was talking to myself, and they was like, "What you say?" I'm like, I didn't say nothing. I'm just pretty much trying to comfort myself, you know. Well, anyway, what if Jesus went crazy, or what if he was just comforting himself? So, yeah, I don't know too much about that. I just know that he was on the cross, and he was trying to um I guess comfort himself, or he might have been talking to God. Who knows? We would probably never know till we get to heaven. Okay, we got another conspiracy that just came in. John F.K. Now I know what you're saying. Howard Oswald killed him. He got shot in the front and the back. Blah blah. Got snot box rocked, and he's dead. He's gone. Same thing with him. What if? I mean, you watch wrestling, right? And you see how the blood be fake, but it look real, right? What if before he died, before he got hit up, it hit him in the head with the headshot? What if before he died, because you got sound effects, and then, they, what else you got? So you got the sound effects, and then, like, he got hit in the head. You could argue and say, well, yeah, he got hit in the head, but they could have made it where, they could have just made it where when he got, how can I put this where it makes sense? When he got shot, right? This was the 60s, like the early 60s. The technology was, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't also real good either. So, because all they gotta do is have a fake gun. And all Howard Oswald had to do, yeah, right? Howard Oswald, right? All he had to do was shoot that fake gun, and all you heard was a sound, right? And these are actors and actresses. So he could use the fake gun, shot the gun. All you heard was a noise, right? So, because it's a gunshot, right? And then what if they could just edit it? Because they could just edit that stuff out. Because he got shot, and he could just make it where, oh, I heard the gunshot, I'm going to just go like this. Because these are actors, remember. These I'm not saying that he does movies or anything like that, but these guys are actors. These are satanic guys. They try to make it seem like, I don't know. Just remember, this is just my opinion. They could have made it where he had something on his chest. A blood. What's it called? The blood, like a blood bag. And he could have that on him. So when he gets shot, it splattered his face. So when he gets shot in the back of the head, because he could have one in the back and one in the front, the blood thing, right? And when he gets shot in the back, the blood would splatter on the back of his head, right? And it would just be a fake gun sound. And then when he because they say he got shot in the front too. And when he gets shot in the front, they could have just did the same thing, and they could have shot the bag so it splatters in his face, and then make it look like a headshot. But I know people sitting here saying, "Well, you got the autopsy." My response to that is like, you do have the autopsy, which they probably took offline. But I've seen the autopsy. It's very gruesome. I understand what y'all saying, but I don't know. It could be a fake autopsy because you got that out. I mean, they could have made it where it was just, it could have been some makeup or, some graphics. I know this is crazy, but they could have made it where, it was a fake brain. You gotta keep all that in mind, but there ain't really no point in really getting too deep into this because, we'll never know. And like everybody always say, who cares? Who cares? Nobody really, wasn't born at the time that's in, the Zoomer generation. Yeah, because y'all Zoomers, y'all sit here and, y'all really don't care what happened before y'all time. Y'all don't even care about the old video games from back in the day, like Atari, say. All y'all care about is Xbox, PlayStation, and maybe Nintendo. That's for the Zoomers. The Nintendo. Switch, of course. So, yeah, I'm getting off topic. But, yeah, that's about it. We could come up with more conspiracies. But yeah, that is the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram, YouTube, Demon Dave, and we out, people.